That's a crit. All right. Please survive the turn, Amoonguss. We're continuing on in the early stages of the Battle Stadium ladder season, and we have a top 32 San Diego Regionals team that was very interesting, featuring a Trick Room Medicham set. And I'm pretty excited to try it out. Let's see how well Medicham goes, because it hits like a truck with pure power, but let's see if it's actually worth it. This team features some classic good stuff with a bit of a twist. Dragon Dance Gyarados with Intimidate, Pollen Puff Amoonguss with Redirection, Assault Vest with Terra Water, Terra Blast, King Gambit, it's Scope Lens, Focus Energy, Hydreigon. Then there's the twist with the Medicham that offers Fake Out support, Trick Room support, as well as hits really hard with Close Combat and Psycho Cut with its Pure Power ability. And finally, the Life Orb Mimikyu that just has a great offensive typing in general. If you would like to check out the creator or the details of the team, they'll be linked in the description down below. Excalibur, Golden Go, Meowscarada, Mimikyu, Garganacl, and the Tauros. Alright, so we have the San Diego Regional Championship, a winning team right here. And I have no idea what your matchup is supposed to be. I guess Medicham Close Combat actually does do a lot of damage to my opponent, and it really does do a good amount. The Mimikyu could be a little bit scary. We do have the King Gambit though. King Gambit's pretty effective right here. Trying to figure out what our best options are. I don't remember what the Tauros item is. I think Hydreigon is probably... I kind of want to bring Hydreigon, but the thing is... I don't think it's amazing in this. I mean, I do have crit, Draco Meteor, and Heat Waves, but I'm not faster than most of my opponent's team. I like Gyarados a lot. Gyarados is fantastic. I want to say it's Medicham, Gyarados, King Gambit, and the Amoonguss. I could see Mimikyu being brought, but I don't think it's like that great here. So I think I'm going to try out Medicham plus the King Gambit right here and just try it out and see how it goes. Gyarados in the back and Amoonguss seem really good to me though. And we'll find out. I do think I might have to Terra. I'd say I Terra the King Gambit most likely. I can see myself Terraing the Gyarados, but we'll find out how this matchup goes. I would really like... I think the plan is to weaken my opponent's team with the King Gambit, which is going to be really important because that Golden Go is going to be super scary. I do want to threaten it as much as possible. Garganacl plus Meowscarada is not a lead I would have expected here. Okay. I like the King Gambit plus the Medicham right here. I do have Fake Out as an option. I could also just swap out into Amoonguss, which is also a really good option here. I kind of like the Amoonguss swap here. It's a really solid pick here. I could also go Gyarados, but I just don't see a reason to go Gyarados here. And I don't want to lose my Sash, so I think just Amoonguss, because the main thing for Amoonguss is to handle this Meowscarada effectively. So let's go for an Iron Head here. Just in case it doesn't protect, because I do want some momentum. I don't have to target down the Garganacl yet. Like, I can leave the Garganacl a little bit alone. It's going to be a little bit annoying with the Sulkiers, but I think it's a-okay. They protect. I wonder if they're worried about like a close combat plus a double up right here. I did go for a Flower Trick. Beautiful. Okay, this is an amazing turn right here as I am just eating that attack up with the Amoonguss right there. Perfect. And Iron Head going to come out into the Meowscarada. It's an Overgrowth, but it's not really like that big of a deal right here. So perfect. Perfect turn right here. Kind of want to go for a double up here, potentially. I don't have to Pollen Puff, I think. Want to keep Gyarados around. So I think my play here is just to Spore the Meowscarada and also just... I think it's Kaito Cleave to cover for a potential Golden Go switch, but they just go for a knockoff. Okay, they give me Meowscarada immediately, which I'm happy because that is a Pokemon that Gyarados did not appreciate. So I'm able to get a Kaito Cleave off in the Meowscarada. I was going for a Spore to cover if they weren't going into like Golden Go, and Golden Go was a pretty big threat right here. So they go for a Sulkier into the King Gambit, which is annoying. I am probably going to have to swap out here. But I guess if it is the... I think if it's Golden Go coming out, I have to attack it right here because I need the damage on the Golden Go. I do need the damage on Golden Go. We haven't seen a Terra yet, so I wonder if it's going to be Terra Steel on the Golden Go they're aiming for, or if it's going to be Terra Poison on the Garganacl that they're aiming for right here. Because that's what I'm just trying to figure out. Where's your Terra going to be? Excalibur can come out. I go into Gyarados, which is pretty safe of a play here, I think, and protect. They could Sulkier read, but it's okay. A Golden Go does come out. All right. So I do want to protect Amoonguss because I just don't see a reason to risk Amoonguss's health right here. Kaito Cleave is pretty safe. Yep. Kaito Cleave is really safe. If they go for the Terra, make it rain, not that big of a deal. Get some pretty good damage into it and put it in range of like Gyarados Waterfall later in the game. which is fantastic right here. And looks like no Terra right here. So this Golden Go might just be threatened here. Make It Rain going to come out. But with the Steel type and the Assault Vest on the King Gambit, we should take this, yeah, fantastically well. All right. And that was a critical hit too. That was a critical hit too, which might matter in the end game. I don't think I really need King Gambit anymore. It was mainly for Golden Go, Meowscarada. It could have been used for Garganical, but that wasn't going to be my main focus at all. Salkir going to come out into Amoonguss in case I switch. But yeah, like they have not really been able to do much. And that's kind of the thing about Garganical. It's been sitting here, but I've been able to focus down the other sides while having mons that just like don't take that much damage from like the left side right here. So Excalibur going to come out, and this is a Gyarados switch easily. So I go out in a Gyarados with the Intim, and I think I go for a Kaito Cleave into the Excalibur because this might be Terra Water coming out here. You might not Terra here, but I'd imagine you Terra unless you're targeting the King Gambit, which I think it makes sense for you to not Terra. But yeah, like I just go into Gyarados, get Intimidate off into both of these, and recycle that Regenerator. And we're in a really good shape. I think Medicham actually looks like it kind of cleans up here at this point. I really do think that Medicham actually just cleans up with the close combat right here. So bring out the Gyarados. I actually don't remember what my Terra type on Medicham even is. So I wonder if it's a good defensive type. We're going to see Garganical Protected. It's like no reason to protect right here. I just go Spear into the Gyarados, and sure, you can get your 5 hits with your loaded dice, but I mean, I just got some pretty free damage, and I get the free swap into Medicham, which is fantastic. So yeah, they do get the 5 hits. Not that big of a deal because Gyarados eating it right here, although still taking half is pretty significant. But Kaito Cleave into the Excalibur. I'm pretty sure it goes down to close combat at this point. I am pretty confident it does right here. So the King Gambit will faint here. And we go out into Medicham right here. We are Terra fighting. I think we outspeed. We should outspeed Excalibur. The Excalibur, if I'm not mistaken, was pretty bulky originally. So we'll bring out the Medicham. We're going to go out back into Amoonguss, I want to say. Yeah, back into Amoonguss sounds correct here. And let's go for that close combat with the Terra fighting Medicham that will seal up this game. I don't need my Psychic typing at all. And if they go for the Terra with the Garganical, sure, I have Psycho Cut, and that will do a ton of damage to that Garganical. And I also have Intimidate. I have Pollen Puff with the Amoonguss. I can keep healing and switching all I really want to. So at this point, it's not looking good for my opponent. And I'm pretty sure with this Terra fighting, I'm going to guarantee I KO any bulky Excalibur with that close combat right here. So here comes the Terra Medicham, and it is going to ruin my opponent's day right now. So let's see. Garganical protects, trying to read a close combat, but at the end of the day, it is the Excalibur I am aiming for, and we are able to get a close combat off. Yeah, they don't really run fast, Excalibur. So goodbye, Excalibur, and now I just go for Psycho Cut, I guess, because they have to Terra, right? They have to Terra Poison. But I mean, they can't do anything, right? Because you have to get through the Amoonguss Rage Powder. And yeah, I'm just going to Psycho Cut. I'm going to Psycho Cut. If they go for the Terra, I mean, it doesn't matter, right? As Psycho Cut. They are finally going to go for the Terra with the Garganical. And oh boy, Medicham specifically really good against this team, apparently, because we have a lot of things. They just don't have a good fighting switching other than Mimikyu. And Mimikyu's not exactly amazing against Gyarados, Amoonguss, and the King Gambit. So yeah, had a very, very nice time. No Tauros also made it a lot easier. But yeah, here comes the Psycho Cut here. Very solid damage to the Garganical. And Alkir, but they are not really going to be able to accomplish much as Medicham is able to clean up the game right here. Even if they get like multiple protects right here. This is a free Amoonguss swap into my Gyarados. Get another Intimidate off into Garganical. At this point, like this Medicham, it's just sitting here waiting. It's just waiting. And eventually this Garganical is going to go down. Psycho Cut gonna hurt. Well, it's going to be forfeited. Medicham picks up a win right there. And yeah, as I mentioned, Medicham was really good against that team. They didn't have a fighting resist other than Mimikyu. Mimikyu was not good against the rest of my team. It made it really difficult. Not having to deal with Intimidate Tauros was also fantastic because I was just able to get knockouts, so Medicham could do the damage. Sand Dundozo, Tyranitar, Garchomp, Lycanroc, Rotom Heat, Dundozo, Tatsugiri. All right. This is really awkward matchup. And I mean really awkward. Okay, I don't even know what I really want to do against this team. I need Hydreigon for sure. King Gambit's useless in this matchup. Yeah, it's not great. Mimikyu does not do enough. Okay, I think I have my 4. I think I need the Hydreigon. I think I'm gonna lead Medicham plus Gyarados, Hydreigon the back, and the Amoonguss, because I need Spore, I need Redirection, I need Hydra to break through the Dundozo. This is gonna be a rough game. It really depends on their Dundozo set, which I have no clue which Dundozo set it is, and that makes it really difficult for my team because Terra Steel, I might have to actually go for the Terra myself, but geez. We're gonna see Tyranitar, Lycanroc, which is not too surprising, and I lead my Gyarados and Medicham here, which does have Fake Out Pressure for the Lycanroc, and I have Close Combat pressuring the Tyranitar, so it's not a bad lead here. I could go for Close Combat, but of course they could go for the Terra Flying with the Tyranitar, which they commonly are, so yeah, definitely some pretty scary picks. Trying to figure out how I maneuver this, because this would be Terra Flying into... This would be Terra Flying Rock Slide. I don't have a Rock Switch in, which is the problem with bringing these mons, but I kind of have to bring these mons. Let's go for a Fake Out into Tyranitar. I'm going to go out into Amoonguss. I'm trying to figure out the best way to pivot around the situation, which I think is bringing the Amoonguss here. Get another round of Intimidate so I can live the Tyranitar attack. Let's see if we baited the Terra. We did bait the Terra, looks like. I think this should be Terra Flying. Unless it's Terra Ghost on the Lycanroc, which is fine. It doesn't really change anything. But yeah, a Terra on the Tyranitar makes sense. It is Terra Flying. Okay, so we already used up their Terra immediately, which is nice because now the Dundozo can't like Terra Steel for my Draco Meteors. If it is in the back, a Fake Out into Tyranitar and Rock Slide. Problem is we're gonna have to dodge some flinches here, which is gonna be pretty important coming up. That'd be pretty important coming up. So I need to keep Amoonguss healthy and around because that Dundozo is just gonna be such a problem otherwise. I have to go into Gyarados, unfortunately, take some HP, but it should be okay. And then we Spore the Tyranitar and make sure that it is snoozing for a little bit. I can comfortably like reposition, Pollen Puff, heal up my team, and hopefully get into a position with the Hydreigon, which is the goal right here. So another round of Intimidate. So both of these Pokemon are -2, which means Amoonguss should be very comfortably living. Rock Slide gonna come out. Ah, that's a crit. All right. Please survive the turn, Amoonguss. I mean, you should live the Terra Blast easily because you could survive like Dundozo stuff. I think I live Sand. I get the Spore off. Okay. That is very frustrating here. This is very frustrating with position. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to change my game plan. Amoonguss, please survive. Okay, okay. He survived. If he didn't survive, that was really awful, but okay, we do. We could go into Medicham here and we can Dragon Dance up, which is pretty important. I have to rely on multiple sleep turns, I think, for the Tyranitar. I think that's the only way I can like realistically play this game because of the crit, because now I feel like I'm so weak for the Dundozo. I'm gonna have to make riskier plays by getting more regenerate health, which is really important here. Dragon Dance, okay, we get 1. Really important. Just gotta make sure that this is positioned right. So Waterfall's not gonna KO the Tyranitar. How many turns of Sand are left? This is 2. Okay. I'm going to go for a Waterfall and a Tyranitar. I need it to stay asleep for 1 more turn, or I flinch it because I need Amoonguss healthier so I can take on the Dundozo. I can break the Sash on the Lycanroc with Fake Out the following turn. I wonder if they Endure here to cover for Fake Out plus a Waterfall on the Lycanroc, or did they just click Rock Slide, which I think is also a possibility. They just keep clicking Rock Slide. Okay. Gyarados survives. We get a Waterfall off. Okay. It starts. Okay, that's pretty much what I wanted. That's pretty much what I wanted. All right. Okay, gotta figure out a little bit around this, but it's still all right. We're gonna protect our Gyarados and do I have to take it? Do I have to give them another turn to sleep? I might have to. I think I have to. I might have to go Medicham and risk it again because I just need a regenerator. It's really important. That's really unfortunate for me, but I kind of have to. A Medicham comes out. Protect the Gyarados. Is this Terra Blast or is this just double Rock Slide? Because it could be double Rock Slide here. They keep going for Rock Slide. Okay. Okay, we tank it. Tyranitar stays asleep. Okay. Okay. We have a game. We have a game. We actually have a game, which is really important here. Gonna go for a waterfall into the Tyranitar, and I'm gonna go for a fake out into the Lycanroc. Need to break the sash on the Lycanroc because the indoor Endeavor games are really stressful, and we are gonna get the KO onto the Tyranitar. The Tyranitar is gonna retreat, so they're probably planning on bringing the Lycanroc going back into it. Medicham or Garchomp comes out, which I should live one attack from the Garchomp. Indoor is gonna come out, which is perfectly fine. Okay. Oh, they didn't bring Dundozo actually. All right. That probably makes it easier for me, I want to say. Huge waterfall at Sandvale confirmed. It's kind of a weird mind game now. It might be the Trick Room here with Medicham. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna waterfall the Garchomp and I'm gonna Trick Room. Because if they try to switch in Tyranitar for either slot, I think it's okay, right? Like if they switch out the Lycanroc, for instance, yeah, they go out into their Tyranitar, that's perfectly fine, right? Because I'm able to get a big waterfall into the Garchomp, hopefully. Nice. Okay, no Sandvale, beautiful. And I get the Trick Room up, which is huge. Okay, we're maneuvering. We're maneuvering. It's still a little bit difficult. The Tyranitar is pretty close to getting knocked out from sand at least, which is a positive note. And the Lycanroc's actually faster than my Gyarados, which is actually important to note. Rotom coming out is very surprising here. Okay. I'm going out into Amoonguss and Hydreigon here. Yeah, I'm going to go into Amoonguss for this slot, and I'm going to go into Hydreigon for the other. This might be Terra Blast, which is fine. And Specs Thunderbolt, I think Amoonguss should survive one at least. And then I should be able to like reposition. So I kind of wonder who's faster between Rotom Heat and Medicham, because I feel like Medicham would be. A No Dundos is very interesting here. And I'm very happy it wasn't, because since the Amoonguss took so much damage earlier that it was not going to be easy. Tyranitar wakes up. Rock Slide, that's cool. And Thunderbolt into Amoonguss, which we do go down to. All right. Not super ideal, but it's all right. Yeah, no, this is okay. They're going down to sand the next turn, so I think my play is just to go Gyarados here. Yeah, it's just to go Gyarados here. I want to say that I KO everything with my... Ooh, I guess this is still not over necessarily. I'm going to protect here, and I kind of want to go for Draco Meteor into the Rotom. I don't think there should be Rock Slide Thunderbolt into the Hydreigon slot. I feel like Tyranitar... Did Tyranitar swap here is the question? I feel like it might. No, I think it's fine to actually double protect here. All right, I was thinking they could go Lycanroc and go for a Thunderbolt. Thankfully, I did not try to read that, because I thought, okay, Tyranitar still can drop Rock Slide, and they would be able to preserve their Pokemon this way. They go for an Ice Punch and a Thunderbolt. Okay, perfect. Okay, so Tyranitar should be going down to sand here, unless my numbers are really off here. Sand does knock out Tyranitar. Perfect. Okay, now we can Waterfall Draco Meteor. The Rotom slot should go down after taking the sand damage as well. And then it's a Medicham versus the Lycanroc, which a little bit concerning, but should allow us for the victory. Because I want to say Medicham survives one. I want to say it survives one. The Rotom is spec, so it can't pick up the knockout. So yeah, we're going to Waterfall. We're going to go for Draco Meteor, We can't get flinch this turn. I could go for a target into Lycanroc, but if they endure and just click Thunderbolt, I do lose the game that way. Medicham's gonna have to pull through. And they did go for the endure. Perfect. Okay. They went for... Oh, and Gyarados is actually just slower than the Rotom, so that's actually really ideal, as I was able to pick up the knock on the Rotom, and this secures me the game 100% now. Okay. Okay, perfect. As we do get the Draco Meteor off into the Lycanroc. Doesn't even actually bring it down to the Focus Sash because of the sand... Or, I guess not Focus Sash, but, like, indoor range because of how low we are at. How many turns of sand are left? This is the last turn of sand. The guaranteed way we win this is by going for a Waterfall into Lycanroc and swapping out into Medicham, because then we have Fake Out Pressure and Dragon Dance for the guaranteed win. Because if they get a double Endure off, then they can Rock Slide, and then they can still Rock Slide, Flinch, or crit my Medicham. The Medicham here just guarantees that I always get a Fake Out plus Dragon Dance, outspeed the Lycanroc afterward with that Dragon Dance boost, and then Waterfall secures the game into Lycanroc. So... Ooh, a tough game for sure, but thankfully some maneuvering right there was able to save me. Gyarados definitely a MVP in that match for sure. Definitely saved me right there. Dragapult, Armoroot, Sylveon, Tauros, Mousehold, Meowscarada. Okay, for some reason this is going to be some kind of U-turn shenanigans with the Armoroot. Yeah, this is probably going to be like some kind of self U-turn strategy. I have a feeling. Wait, there's no Entity though, so it's a lot weaker. So I actually don't know if it will be. I guess we'll find out together, but Hydreigon is probably really good here. Hydreigon's really good. King Gambit's also really good here because I can just stretch and Sucker Punch, and it's actually like just so threatening against my opponent's team in general. Yeah, I like the King Gambit. A King Gambit Medicham actually seems pretty solid. I think I'm gonna try it out. In the back, I think Amoonguss and Gyarados are pretty good. I do like this. Amoonguss for the Meowscarada, some Pollen Puff action, also good against the Mousehold. Mimikyu could have put in work though. I definitely could see Mimikyu put in work with Shellseek. The only problem is I'm a little bit scared of the Mousehold setup, and that's kind of what's leaning me away from the Mimikyu right now. So let's see how this is gonna go, because I'm not too sure. I really feel like this is some self-inflicted weakness policy setup, but Dragapult Mousehold is pretty scary as well. Medicham plus the King Gambit right here. Okay, so I think this is probably just a Kowtow Cleave into the Dragapult slot, and I think I want a Trick Room. Or I could go Amoonguss. That's also another play that I have here. Amoonguss is pretty solid. I actually like the Amoonguss play a lot. I'm gonna go into Amoonguss. This could be double protect here, as long as it isn't some kind of like weird Terra flying. This could be like Population Bomb protect, which I think is a very fair play from them. There's quite a few options. That's why I want to try to cover as many as I can, and I think this Amoonguss play covers most of the options. Other like protect plus the Population Bomb, or like they just follow me. I could just faked out Kowtow Cleave. Unfortunate. Okay. A U-turn. Okay, they take Rocky Helmet at least. So, this is interesting. Was that Life Orb? Did it take Life Orb? I don't think it took Life Orb. I think that was just a Rocky Helmet, if I'm not mistaken. All right, Meowscarada, which is perfectly fine. I feel like if we brought out Meowscarada, I guess it could be for knockoffs. Rocky Helmet. Okay, so that's a defensive Mousehold. That's confirmed. I think I want to go Gyarados here and just click Spore. Or Pollen Puff immediately. This is probably... I feel like this is a fighting move, though. I feel like this has to be fighting move. Meowscarada is the reason they brought it in against this, right? There's something screaming to me about it. I'm going to Spore to Meowscarada. I'm going to go with my gut. If I get it wrong, it's not even that big of a deal, because Amoonguss is just super safe in this position. I feel like it's got to be Protean fighting move if they're going for this. I'm going Gyarados for the Intimidate. Because unless they went for Flower Trick, I'm in a super safe spot. And let's see what the Meowscarada does. Brick Break, yep. It wasn't Protean though, so that's unfortunate for me. I could have just got Pollen Puff off, but that's still okay. Super Fang, okay. Into the Amoonguss. That didn't look like Choice Band damage, so a little bit unfortunate for me, but it's all right. I feel like this is a Dragon Dance right here. I am faster than Meowscarada. Oh, I'm not faster than Meowscarada. Okay. Could go for Dragon Dance right here. I'm also thinking about just swapping out. Swapping isn't too bad of a play. But of course, if they have Encore, it's not amazing. I don't want to take a knockoff. It's a big one. I think I just go for a Waterfall into the Meowscarada, break a Sash. Because now I'm thinking it's Sash. It's not Life Orb. I don't think it's Choice Banded either. So let's see. Switch out the Amoonguss into my King Gambit. Let's see what they decide to go for. This better not be Brick Break. Helping Hand. Oh, this is Flower Trick, isn't it? Or this could be Knockoff in the Moon. Yeah, they Flower Trick. Man, I could have went for Pollen Puff. Gyarados survives. Still pretty important. Waterfall going to come out into the Meowscarada. Yeah, it has to be the Friend Guard Mousehold set. Okay. I don't need Gyarados for much, right? No, I don't need it anymore. It was good for... It's like good for like one thing, but it's not really useful anymore. I'm just going back into my Amoonguss here. They might Super Fang. It might go for the attack in the Gyarados, but I think that's fine. I get the free swap into my Medicham, I think, afterward, and it's still pretty solid position. Helping Hand once again. Is this Helping Hand Brick Break? Okay, that's really good for me because they take the Rocky Helmet damage. I get the KO on Mousehold. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, so I get the KO onto Mousehold with the Waterfall. Very nice. What am I really scared of? That's my question. I haven't used my Terra yet because I didn't have to use my Terra. I'm not tearing my Amoonguss. I'm not tearing my Gyarados. Or it's really unlikely I tear my Gyarados because I really don't need Terra Blast right now. Unless I get a Pollen Puff off into Gyarados, which I guess I could. Meowscarada's now at -2. Sylveon coming in. Okay. Knock off into Hyper Voice? I kind of just want to Waterfall the Sylveon slot and go for a Spore. Yeah, I don't mind that. Because... I don't mind this because, like, Meowscarada is just not doing anything. It might be Terra Blast, but that's fine. Terra Fire makes a lot of sense. I'm okay with this. Because if they double my Amoonguss, then they get KO. Then Waterfall is doing so much damage where I think I can win the game off that. They go for the Flower Trick into the Gyarados. I feel like I live one Terra Blast from Sylveon, but maybe if it's Life for Respects, I go down? We'll see. I still don't think... I mean, Medicham Close Combat will probably KO the Sylveon. That's my goal right here. Ooh, they KO the Amoonguss. All right. We have a game. Okay. Going King Gambit here. Going a Medicham. All right. Really close game, actually. I feel like that has to be Specs. I really do. I don't have to worry about Meowscarada picking up a knock on my King Gambit because I think I just go for the Close Combat, man. I think I go for the Terra Close Combat into the Sylveon. Oh, man. If this is Quick Attack, this is really annoying. But you know what? Actually, no. It's probably fine. No, it's fine. It's fine if it's Quick Attack. I Fake Out and I Iron Head Meowscarada. No, this is fine. Okay, I was trying to figure out my lines for Quick Attack Sylveon because Quick Attack and the Flower Trick is actually kind of concerning. But okay, wait. I lived that. The Meowscarada's at -2. Are you kidding me, man? I definitely lived that. I 100% lived that. There's no way. Okay, -1, but there's no way it KOs. It's not Choice Banded either. We already confirmed that. Man. I was like debating that turn because a Quick Attack Flower Trick and a Medicham would have been awful. But then again, I could just Terra the King Gambit and I would have been fine against the Sylveon. But now I 100% lose because the -1 Brick Break crit. I also thought I got to -2, but then again, I guess I just stayed in with Gyarados, so. Yeah, let's see if Close Combat would have knocked out Sylveon. Yeah, like Pure Power. Man, I think I had that endgame set up. I think I win that most of the time. Just a Brick Break crit, man. Because like Fake Out into Sylveon, I go for the Iron Head into the Meowscarada. I think that 100% just seals it up for me because I can just Sucker Punch and go for a Close Combat, regardless of what they do. And I think that would have been really great. And if they didn't get the Brick, and if they went for Flower Trick Protect, it was fine because I KO'd the Meowscarada with Iron Head. I'm pretty sure like Meowscarada just went down to Iron Head in this position in general. So I think, man. And Sucker Punch threatening the Dragapult because U-turn doesn't usually run like Wisp unless it's Scarf Wisp, but even then I still had a Terra that I could have just went for with my King Gambit and just went for the Terra Blast and the Sylvan because I'm Terra Water. So close, but that is the game of Pokemon sometimes. That's really unfortunate though. Let's go over the games. The first game was pretty solid, as all I had to do was really leave the Garganical alone, and it wasn't really able to do much while being able to focus down the partners to allow a Medicham cleanup. The second game, Sand was annoying, especially with the Amoonguss critical hits, but thankfully no Dundozel in the back allowed me an endgame with Trick Room to beat the faster mons on my opponent's side. Then in game 3, felt I positioned strongly and had the game sealed, barring a critical hit, but sometimes that's just how the game goes. Medicham was really fun, and close combat Psycho Cut definitely does hit pretty hard. If you do want to try out the team, you can try it out with the rental code on your screen, and you can check out the creator and the details of the team, of course, listed down below in the description. And why not check out the rest of my videos where I do feature a lot of cool Pokemon, and subscribe for more VGC content.